Dear friends, I think it was 30 years ago that a man by the name of Bill Clinton said during his presidential campaign, "It's the economy, stupid." Well, he was wrong. It's not the economy, stupid. It's justice, stupid. Because without justice, everything is nothing. As without justice, everything else, including the economy, as we're seeing right now, is constantly in danger of being destroyed, willfully and arbitrarily, and most importantly, with impunity. The crucial cornerstone of justice is, as everyone knows, the truth, and nothing but the truth. And anything standing in the way of the truth is not justice, but it's obstruction of justice. Therefore, obscure procedural rules that are used, or rather misused, to make sure that the true facts will not be heard and seen by the people in whose name judicial decisions are announced, amount to official obstruction of justice, automatically turning a criminal proceeding into a travesty of justice. That is precisely what has been going on in my case right from the very start. I'll spare you the details of what happened. Those details will come next week for those of you who are interested. Suffice it to check the following 6 boxes here. The first 4 you already know, but the last 2 are the ones that really are a blatant destruction of the rule of law. First, a German kidnapping in Mexico was disguised as a fake deportation. Second, I was and still am denied a fair hearing in this proceeding, with vast amounts of evidence being withheld from the defense by the prosecution. Third, the prosecution and the court are covering up the theft of more than €1 million by my accusers. Fourth, after the original fake charges brought against me had collapsed, the court invented brand new facts and immediately declared the hearing of witnesses closed, refusing to hear the defense's witnesses who would have and will rebut these brand new invented facts. But here's number 5. The court has been ignoring my former co-host's attorney's written statements that spells out that the court has the facts wrong, and that I did not and could not have committed a crime that caused any damage to the Corona Investigative Committee's corporation, that corporation on whose behalf the accusers claim to be acting. And 6, this tops it all. In order to keep the lid on this, the court ordered it's obviously a panic mode now, but it ordered the case to be continued as a written case, the trial to be continued in writing so that the defense will not be able to explain their case and their motions orally to the people, the public, anymore. Now, this is an egregious, blatant violation of the constitutional principle that a criminal proceeding must be conducted publicly and orally, in effect turning this trial into a medieval inquisition process. But the responsible Chief Justice, of course, claims that he is acting in accordance with the law and the rules of criminal procedure. Well, he doesn't. On the one hand, this is what he says, and on the other hand, that's what he does. Actions, of course, speak louder than words, and talk is cheap. Or as my ex-girlfriend Anita, an American Jew from New York City whose loving Italian grandparents reminded me of the family from Moonstruck, always says, all wash and no hangout. And that's what we're seeing in Gaza, too. Remember what the former high-ranking UN official Călin Georgescu from Romania told us in an ICIC interview, one that I did at the very end of 2022 in Bucharest. The UN has been captured by the World Economic Forum. When they say peace, they mean war. When they say health, they mean illness and death. Everything has been stood on its head. And isn't that what we're seeing in Gaza. Now they assassinated the Palestinians' chief negotiator in the so-called ceasefire negotiations, all the while declaring, of course, that they want peace to be restored. No, this is not about Israelis against Palestinians. It's about justice. It's about finding out who's behind this, who's calling the shots, and who's profiting from all this. Cui bono? That's the question. I wouldn't be surprised if the very same people who are behind the Ukraine war, the CO2 hoax and climate panic and the virus and pandemic scare are behind this as well. And I think you wouldn't be surprised either. Well, we'll find out. And that's what they're scared of. That's why they're scared of us, the humans whom they failed to turn into robots. As my American brother Michael would say, they're scared shitless. And that's why they're doing everything to widen the war, so that the next step is that the entire region is set on fire and U.S. soldiers will be sacrificed in that exploding region. Well, they cannot and will not succeed. Their very, very small window of opportunity slammed shut a long time ago. And while the governments may be interested in such human sacrifices, the people are not, especially not in the United States. Well, let me sign off for now on a more lighthearted note. Here's some trivia. Do you know the Turtles and their song Eleanor? And do you know Mark Bolan's T-Rex and their songs, for example, Hot Love, Telegram Sam, and Metal Guru? Well, I bet you didn't know that the Turtles sang the falsetto background vocals on many of T-Rex's songs. At any rate, sorry. I'll see you all very